The detention room was cold, small, and unforgiving, yet not nearly as unforgiving as the stares fixed on the woman at its center. Her wrists were bound. Her shoulders trembled from exhaustion, not fear, and still she sat tall. A single mother accused of impersonating a Navy SEAL, a woman who hadn't raised her voice once, even as the soldiers dragged her through the base in front of everyone. Her name was Maya Ortiz, and for the first time in years, she looked genuinely fragile. But fragility, as the soldiers were about to learn, was not weakness. It was the shadow of something far stronger, something earned. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you rewatching from. I love knowing who's listening. The youngest private in the room leaned in with forced bravado. Ma'am, just admit it. A single mom, a SEAL. Come on. Maya didn't respond. She simply lifted her tired eyes and steadied him not with anger, but with a quiet, unsettling patience. The kind that made the soldiers shift in their seats. The kind that suggested she had seen far worse than their suspicion. Outside, footsteps echoed down the hallways, low, firm, authoritative. The kind every soldier instantly recognized. An Admiral was approaching. Inside the room, tension thickened. The air felt heavy, pressing against the walls like a storm about to break. One soldier muttered, "She's done for now." Another cracked his knuckles, ready for confirmation that they'd caught an imposter. But Maya's mind drifted somewhere else entirely, to her daughter, Sofia, waiting at home with a neighbor, unaware that her mother had been thrown into cuffs for simply trying to deliver a sealed message to the base commander. A message she'd carried for weeks. A message she'd promised to deliver no matter the cost. Maya wondered if Sofia had eaten dinner, if she'd brushed her hair the way she loved, if she'd asked when her mom would be home. The door swung open. Admiral Jonathan Pierce stepped in, silver-haired, sharp-eyed, radiating an authority that silenced the room instantly. He didn't greet the soldiers. He didn't even look at them. His attention went straight to Maya, who brought her in. His voice carried zero warmth. 3 soldiers stepped forward, nervous. "Sir, she was trespassing and claiming to be a SEAL. Clearly lying. We detained her and detained her." Pierce cut in. "On what grounds?" "She claimed to be part of a classified unit." The Admiral finally looked at them slowly, like watching a fuse burn. "And you decided the best course of action was humiliation?" The soldiers stiffened. No one spoke. Maya exhaled quietly. She hadn't expected him. Not after everything. Not after the last mission where half her team didn't return. Pierce stepped closer, his piercing gaze taking in the bruises on her wrists, the dried mud on her boots, and the exhaustion etched beneath her eyes. Then, without warning, he lifted her left sleeve. Silence. Not one soldier breathed. There, inked in bold black lines, was a unit tattoo that only existed in rumor mark, worn by operators whose missions didn't make it into official records. A unit the soldiers had never expected to meet in their lifetime. Admiral Pierce stared at the tattoo with something between grief and respect. When he finally spoke, his voice dropped to a whisper only Maya could truly understand. "You're still carrying it?" Maya nodded. "Some promises don't expire." Confusion rippled through the room. One soldier whispered, "Sir, is this real?" She's actually Pierce straightened. "This woman carried out missions none of you will ever read about. She saved more lives than she will ever admit. She sacrificed more than many of us could bear." The soldiers seemed to shrink. Pierce stepped behind Maya, unfastened her cuffs, and gently lowered her hands. "You owe her an apology. All of you." The youngest private swallowed hard, guilt hitting him like a wave. "Ma'am, I didn't know. That's the point," Maya said quietly. "You weren't supposed to." As the last cuff clicked open, Maya rubbed her wrists. The skin was raw, stinging under the harsh lights. But the pain grounded her, a reminder that she had entirely slipped into the shadows she once operated within. Pierce walked to the table. "You brought something for me?" She reached into her pocket and slid a small, worn envelope toward him. His last letter. Pierce froze. You found it." Maya nodded. "Was on him when he didn't make it out." For the first time, the Admiral's stern facade cracked. His jaw tightened. His eyes shimmered. "That letter was for his family," Maya whispered. "I couldn't let it die on a battlefield." The soldiers watched the exchange with growing weight in their chests. Realizing the moral gravity of what they had done, one soldier whispered, "Sir, we treated her like a criminal." Pierce turned sharply. "And what did she do in return? Did she fight back? Did she blame you?" "She showed restraint. Character. The very things a real SEAL is built from." Maya's eyes lowered, humility softening her expression. "I'm just tired," she admitted. "My daughter needs me home." Pierce nodded with understanding, deeper than rank. "Then go. And if anyone tries to stop you again—" His gaze swept across the room, each soldier feeling the weight of their mistake. "They'll answer to me." Maya stepped toward the door. Before she left, she paused, because forgiveness, she knew, was a gift she carried, even when others didn't deserve it. "Take care of each other," she said softly. "You don't know how fast you can lose someone." The room stayed silent long after she walked out. Outside, sunlight filtered through the hallway windows, warm and golden, nothing like the cold detention room she'd endured. Maya breathed it in, thinking of Sophia's smile, thinking of the promise she'd kept, thinking of the man whose letter would finally reach home. Because kindness doesn't vanish, it waits, and it finds its way back. And as Maya disappeared into the light, the soldiers who had doubted her understood something they would never forget. Even the quietest warriors carry stories carved deeper than tattoos. If this story moved you, subscribe to Whispered Words for more powerful mission stories. And Dan, forget to leave a comment so I know where you're listening from.